and welcome to this smartwatch review. Today we have the model M10 smartwatch. Now this is model M10 smartwatch, and it says smartwatch, your personal health tracker, but it might not be a watch at all, because at the bottom it says it's a wacth. It's a wacth 6, and I'm thinking this might be some German weapon of war. I joke, of course, but this is a knockoff watch. It's made to look like the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6. They can't even spell the word watch correctly, so already this is pretty much of a joke. But if you've not seen my reviews before, then you don't know. I'm going to open this box, show you what comes out of the box, then I'm going to go wear this for a week or so, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review. And a lot of the time, I buy these with my own money, and that comes from the ad revenue generated from this YouTube channel, and that's exactly what I've done here today. Some companies will send me watches, and I always let you know when I get one for free, but I like to buy them with my own money so I can be completely fair and unbiased and give you my honest opinions, and I hope you appreciate that. So out of the box, we have a charging cradle. All right, this is the design I like. It's a magnetic charger where the watch will just go onto the back of it and charge up once you put the other end into a USB charging brick. It's got the charging band. Let me take this protective cover off. There's no film on the back. There's no film on the screen. This will look really nice on the wrist, and I will compare this in just a second to the actual Samsung Galaxy 4 watch. But again, this is a knockoff. I'm going to press the top right button to see if there's any battery life out of the box. Nothing appears to be happening, so I'm going to have to go charge this up. And just so you know, folks, I have to wear these usually for at least a week to get to know the menu system, the app, the design, and like all the functions and features. So one of these reviews actually takes me a lot of time, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you would show your thanks by just interacting with this channel in some way. Press that like button, subscribe, check out my fitness tracker and smartwatch review playlist, or, you know, leave a comment. Do whatever you can to help spread the word. I greatly appreciate it. All right, so I'm pressing the bottom right button here, and now it's come to life, so it does have some battery life out of the box. I'm going to zoom in here now, and we'll look at the battery faces. Usually if you press and hold the center, you can scroll through the various faces. All right. It looks like a nice big display. I kind of like that one, although the time is kind of small. That's a pretty cool look. Before I get too deep into it, I'm going to go charge this up, wear it for that week or so, come back with my full, fair, honest review. But let me go grab my Galaxy 4 smartwatch just to show you the size difference. Here is the Samsung Galaxy 4 watch. A review of this will be forthcoming, but this is my personal watch that I've been wearing for more than a month. So I'm going to stop right there because I can already anticipate some of the questions I will get from the astute viewers of this channel. And that is, Dave the Kayaker, why on earth would you compare a knockoff Chinese Watch 6 to an actual genuine Samsung Galaxy 4 watch? And the reason is I've been wearing this, like I said, for more than a month, so I'm learning the Samsung ecosystem. There's like 3 different applications. The number of features in this watch is enormous, and it is taking me quite the amount of time to get familiar with not only all the functions and features of this watch, but the Samsung ecosystem and all the health tracking that's available to me there. So I don't feel still like I can do a legitimate review of this watch yet. So when I view this and review this knockoff watch, I will know immediately where this one falls down and how it compares to the actual genuine Samsung watch. So that's the reason I have married these two together on video. All right, I'm not saying this is good as any name brand. I'm just saying it's made to look like a knockoff of a certain brand, and I'm going to tell you where it falls short. So this is how they compare in size. The 6 watch is much bigger. Again, this is actually the model M10 smartwatch. It is not a Samsung Galaxy watch. It's just a knockoff made to look like the Galaxy 6. I'm going to go wear it and come back with my full, fair, and honest review. Okay, so this watch is made by a company called Fanwear, Fanwear, and they call it the Fanwear Galaxy 6 watch, and I think that's egregious. It's obviously made to look exactly like the Samsung Galaxy 6 smartwatch, but it is not. It is a cheap knockoff. I bought this with my own money from Temu, and oddly enough, I went to look at the specs, and it says this watch has already been removed from the site. So I'm guessing Samsung probably went after them for copyright infringements or something, but the watch is no longer available. But nonetheless, I'm sure this will pop up somewhere else, so I'll go ahead with this review and give you my honest thoughts here. I've been wearing it for a week, and this is the display I like the best. I found this one in the store. There are watch faces. You can get various watch faces. This was one I showed you earlier. And interestingly enough, on a couple of these watch faces, here's that knockoff Samsung Galaxy look, that dial. And interestingly enough, if you look right here, there's like a white stripe here made to look like it's glare or, you know, light gleaming off the edge of the screen, but it's not. It's just a white streak they put on the watch face to make it look a little more three-dimensional. And it's here too. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But yeah, I found the watch face I like most, and that's this one. If you've seen my reviews, you know I like a simple, straightforward watch face that gives me comprehensive, basic information with an easy-to-read time. If I swipe from right to left, here are my exercise modes. This has 100 plus sports modes. It's not a GPS watch, so it will just give you your time engaged in the sport. It will track your heart rate over the course of those exercises and give you an estimated kilocalorie burn, and that's it. It will do your heart rate, and it's important to note for this, it does heart rate and SpO2, which is blood oxygen saturation. This only has a green diode. This does not have a red diode, so I think it's going to be a little bit more limited, especially for SpO2. It can pull in the weather from your smartphone when tethered with BLE. And this watch will actually maintain this weather in here until the next time you sync it with your phone. I like that. I've reviewed some watches lately where it does not store this weather information. It will give it to you when you're paired with your phone, but it does not store this information on the watch, which I think is ridiculous. This one will store, you know, today, tomorrow, and the day after that's weather, so that's pretty decent. There's no more swiping up for that. Here's that blood oxygen saturation. I'll let this go in real time. I find this to be fairly accurate when compared to a real fingertip pulse oximeter. 96. I find this to be a credible measurement. We swipe again, this will do blood pressure. This is not a medical device, so don't trust your health to this. Do not make any health or medical decisions based on this smartwatch. It is not a medical device. They provide this measurement for reference only. I find this to be a little bit low on blood pressure for me, but it does have that function. And that's it. You scroll back to the beginning. If you swipe from left to right, it will give you some comprehensive information on one screen here. It gives you the day and time, an analog clock, there's your weather, and then you can look at some of your statistics here, your heart rate and beats per minute, your blood oxygen saturation, your blood pressure, last night's sleep, a music controller. This will control the music on your phone when tethered via Bluetooth. This does not store music locally. So there you have that look. If I press this button twice, the top right button twice, this gets me into my dial pad. You can make and take phone calls with this watch. It's got a speaker and microphone built in. It works well, but you have to be tethered to your phone via Bluetooth. All right, your call log, your dial pad, the numbers are pretty big and easy to read and tap. Call setup, SOS. Here are, you can get messages, simple text messages here. This works. There's your exercises. You can get there that way. An activity log. Okay. Your sleep log, your music controller, your heart rate, blood pressure, SpO2. You can change the menu style here. Okay. I like the list because it's easy to read and I know exactly what's what. Sleep tracking. Style, Siri, we got back around here. Weather, breathing exercises, sorry, a little fat fingered it here. Breath exercises, calendar, stopwatch, timer, find your phone, motion track, alarm, altitude pressure. It will only do this when connected to your phone. It gets that from your phone. Okay, here you see it does blood sugar or blood glucose. I don't trust this or any non-invasive smartwatch to accurately give me blood glucose measurements. You should not trust this, folks. It is not a medical device. These numbers are for reference only. The units here are millimoles per liter. If you're used to the other units, which would be milligrams per deciliter, just multiply that number by 18. I'm not going to make any claims of accuracy because it's not a medical device, so you shouldn't treat it as one. Here's your MET score. It will take your body temperature. It can keep track of female cycles, and you get into some settings here. Dial switching, dynamic island. This is where you would turn on the Bluetooth to connect to your phone. Screen off time. You can set this to have an always-on display, and I've not done that, but it will do that. It'll keep your screen on. You can set your screen off time. I have it up to 60 seconds here, so it's not constantly turning off during this review. Your brightness, I have it on the brightest setting right now, but we can turn that down. And even on the lowest setting, it's pretty easy to see. So I like the display. There's your constant on setting. Key definition, you can define what the top, right, and bottom left buttons do. For me, if I get back to the beginning, if I double press the top right one now, I have it defined to do my blood pressure. And if I press and hold a long press, it gets me into my phone dialing. So you can define what these buttons do in the settings here, all right? And gesture, this is where you would turn it on. If you lift your wrist, the watch comes on automatically. I always turn that off to save battery life. Your vibration levels, 1 is weak, 2 is stronger, 3 is the strongest. That works fine. Do not disturb, password, power saving, language, and time settings. All right. So that's basically all you have in the watch here. If you go to info, here you have the Watch 6 RDJ11_DK M10J1. A lot of gibberish there, but they do call this thing the Watch 6, which is, you know, make your own judgment. I've been wearing it for a week. The battery life is still 47%, as you can see there, so the battery life is pretty good. Let's go look at the app. The app here is called RD Fit, RDFIT. It's a fairly basic app. Here's your sleep tracking, and you can go back through the various days and look at your sleep from the previous days. It gives you your deep sleep, your light sleep, and your awake times. I find this to be fairly credible. Here are your sports, what you've engaged in, your heart rate. This will do continuous heart rate. If you set it up automatically, it will keep track of that. Here is your blood oxygen saturation measurements. It will only take these on demand. You have to press the watch to take these. It will not do these automatically. So I tend to like the watches where you can set this up to do it automatically at defined intervals. This watch does not. Here are your blood pressure measurements. Again, same deal here. You have to manually tap these to take these. It doesn't do them automatically. Here's your temperature. It really measures skin temperature and then extrapolates to a body temperature. Your blood glucose measurements, and you can track that. Again, you have to take these on demand. There's my minimum, my maximum, and my mean. And, you know, do with this what you will. It's just a reference number. And here's your MET score. Here's your device. You see it's called the Watch 6 here in the menu even too. Here's your watch face market. There's a lot of different watch faces you can download onto the watch and then have available. So good selection here. Find your device, take a photo. You can use the watch as a remote trigger, camera trigger for your phone. And some, you know, sedentary reminders, drinking reminders. I usually turn that stuff off. Alarm clock, motion adjuster, screen illumination time. You can adjust that timing here right from the app as well, as I showed you in the settings on the watch. Heart rate monitoring. Now you can set this up to do automatically at intervals and define, you know, what time in the morning you'd like them to start and what time in the evening you would like them to stop, and then the frequency, how often you want to take this measurement, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, you know, all the way up to 60, and then you start over at 10. So You can set the heart rate to do it automatically in the background without having to do it manually in a do not disturb mode. Here's the weather. All right, this is the weather that it's pulling in through your network, your cellular network data. All right, some information about yourself. You can set your height and width and change your settings and whatnot. The app is pretty basic, but it's good. It gets the job done. So my bottom line on this watch is, you know, I paid $35.48 for a smartwatch with these features and functions. I'd say it's a pretty good value. However, I don't like the fact that they blatantly copied the look of the Samsung Galaxy 6 smartwatch. I don't like the fact that they actually call it the Galaxy 6. That's just not right. I'd say it's a decent value for the money, and there you go. Those are my opinions. If you like this review, go ahead, like it, and leave a comment. The only way I can go out and purchase these watches is through the money, the revenue generated through this YouTube channel. I like to buy these independently, so I'm not biased and I can give you my honest opinions. So this one I'd give, you know, a B to a B plus ranking in terms of value for the money. It's not my favorite, but it is really good looking on the wrist, and if you want something that looks like that big name brand watch and fool people, if you're into that, this one might be for you. All right, thank you, take care. Check out my fitness tracker and smartwatch review playlist on my YouTube channel. I've done, I think, nearing 115 reviews at this point. It's a special passion of mine, and I will bring more to you very, very soon. Stay tuned.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from davethekayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.